What is going on out there, fellas? It's your boy Ray, and in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the best pressure washing and soft washing gun setup in the game. So check it out. So I've used almost every gun available on the market, and the problem that I'll run into normally is either the gun will start leaking prematurely and we'll start getting solution all over us. B, it'll get old and brittle and it'll break and cause a problem in the middle of the job. Or C, it's just very uncomfortable. You know, by the time the weekend rolls around, we'll have a lot of fatigue in our hands. You know, it feels like you got carpal tunnel or something. And you know, ask some old timers, they'll tell you, you're not gonna be a spring chicken forever. So you wanna take care of your own parts and pieces every chance you get. So anyway, what I've got here is our backup parts. I normally just keep these on the truck in the event we need a spare gun. We'll go ahead and plumb it up. But since I had some extra time today, since we have hired a receptionist, a virtual receptionist service, and she is just killing it for us. So it's freed me up now, no longer having to answer the phone. So I've got a little bit more time in the day, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to shoot some more content. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the parts list, and I'll show you guys exactly all the parts and pieces that are needed to plumb these two setups. Let's start with the high pressure side. So on the pressure washing gun side, the parts list that you're gonna need. Now, all of these parts can be purchased at any pressure washing supply store. I recommend, you know, supporting whoever your local pressure washing supply store is and showing them some love. Every once in a while, you'll find one that's very overpriced. So keep an eye on that. Definitely check the prices out and compare them to what you can get at other places. But, you know, if the prices are reasonable, I always recommend supporting that local supply store. So anyway, the parts that are needed in order to put this setup together is going to be a 3/8 male pipe thread to a 3/8 quick connect. After that, 3/8 to 3/8 swivel. The swivels I use are Mosmatic swivels. Again, you can get those at your pressure washing supply store of choice. After that, I like to use the DN10 ball valves. I've used several other ones. This is the one that is far superior. It holds up well. It's a nice and comfortable ball valve. The handle on it turns nice. One thing I will tell you is this thing will fall off easy, and every now and then you'll get one from the factory where this nut will be loose. So either tighten this nut up, or you can scuff up the threads and tighten it back down so it won't come off, whatever you see fit. So the DN10 ball valve is the ball valve of choice. A lot of other people also love it as well. So that's gonna cover the ball valve setup from the gun. And then after that, to be able to adapt to your nozzles, to be able to use your M5 or your shooter tips or whatever it is you want to use, you're going to need to have some type of adapter unless you're going to use the gun. So in this case, we'll use a 3/8 female pipe thread to 3/8 quick connect, and then we'll use a 3/8 male to 1/4 inch female adapter. Now all this is stainless, because stainless is gonna hold up a lot better against the sodium hypochlorite. And then to finish it off, we're gonna use that 1/4 inch male to 1/4 inch female quick connect, all right? So there we have it. On the soft wash side here, the parts list is gonna be a 1/2 inch barb to a 1/2 inch male pipe thread. Now I like to always use stainless on this fitting that's going to be coming out of our swivel. Now you can get away with using the banjo or the PVC fittings, but what I found is if you ever get this thing, you start roughing it up a little bit, rolling up your hose reels, and it's grabbing things and hitting, I've had these break off more than once. So I've switched over to the stainless steel barb fitting. That way, whenever I'm tightening my hose on there, I don't have to worry about that cracking, especially when you got the roof mix or a strong mix going through there. That's never a good thing. So after the 1/2 inch barb to 1/2 inch male pipe thread stainless fitting, the next thing is gonna be our swivel. Now on the soft wash setup, I upgrade to the 1/2 inch. Now, this thing will rock your world. It'll get you a lot more flow, and I really advise going with the 1/2 inch swivels on the soft wash side. The high pressure side, you can get away with the 3/8 because you have, you know, 3,000, 4,000 PSI. On this, you're only pushing whatever your soft wash system is. Now on the gun, I use the Viton guns. Now these guns work great. They've hold up really well. I haven't had any problems with leaking or anything like that. The trigger is nice and easy to pull. So it's something that I really like. I love these guns, and the ability to be able to just lightly press it and you get the mix that you want out there, just to kind of touch up little areas on the roof or on the house. I really enjoy them. Now, they normally come with this little piece here, so you can hold the trigger back if you're not wanting to squeeze it, but because this trigger is so light to pull, I go ahead and take them off so it doesn't get stuck and start aggravating me on the job. Now, on the top side of this, to be able to get our nozzle in, we will need another 1/2 inch male to 1/4 inch female adapter. And then after that, we will finish it off with a 1/4 inch male to 1/4 inch female quick connect. And that's gonna complete the parts list for the high pressure and the soft wash gun setup. Now, before we go ahead and plumb these up together, I want to give you a couple tips that may save you a little bit of heartache and pain. The first is to take all of your quick connects, and before you even start plumbing up, just go ahead and get you a little pick or something and take out those stock crappy seals, because as soon as these get wet or get a little bit of chemical on them, they're going to start swelling up and they're going to fail pretty quick. So what I like to do is go ahead and upgrade and use the Viton seals. These are the way to tell which ones they are. They're brown. I like to get the the 1/4 inch and the 3/8 seals, and always upgrade to the Viton seals, because they are going to hold up a whole lot longer before you get any problems. So we'll go ahead and change all our seals out real quick, and then we'll plumb these things up. Now, while we're plumbing this up, I want to give you guys a couple quick tips on something that may help you prevent a couple leaks. Now, first off, you want to always make sure that when you're putting your thread tape on, you always want to roll it on, so when you tighten it up into the female fitting, it's not going to unroll itself. It's going to keep on tightening itself. So you want to turn your thread tape around like so and unroll it clockwise onto your fitting. A good rule of thumb is 3 wraps. All right. And something else that I like to do, maybe not everybody will agree with this, but since I've been doing this, it has helped out with preventing leaks, is I'll just put just a little bit of True Blue on there, just to seal up any areas where the cuts from the machine shop, if there's any impurities in those threads, that little bit of True Blue would just help out. So I believe it helps. The stuff is messy and I don't really enjoy messing with it too much, but that's something that I like to do. So think about doing that. And while we're doing this, something else that I wanted to point out is on this setup, I have the plug sticking out. Now, a lot of guys will put the female quick connect. I like to have the male quick connect out because I'll use the ball valve a lot to rinse concrete after I'm done surface cleaning. And when I have the male quick connect on the way out versus the female, I get a much better flow pattern coming out of that than I would coming out of that. So that's my reasoning for the male quick connect out. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish plumbing these up, and we will start on the soft wash gun. Okay, now let's go ahead and throw this in the vise here and get everything tightened down. It's always a good idea if you can fit a vise on your trailer or your truck or anything. It does help out, especially out in the field. So another good tool, I've brought this up before on one of the prior videos, but a goat wrench. These things are awesome. I've always loved these. You don't have to adjust them. They just will grab the threads, I think all the way down from a 1/4 inch up to 1 1/4 inches. So a great tool to have on the truck just for a quick grab and go, not having to fool with all the channel locks getting rusted up where they won't work, etc. Now on the high pressure side, you can kind of give this stainless a nice little bit of elbow grease, but when you get down to that soft wash gun on that Viton gun, you really want to go easy because you can crack that PVC real quick. So anyway, about got this one ready to go. We just got to tighten this up, and then once we get done plumbing or tightening both of these guns up, we'll plug them up to the soft wash system and the pressure washer and make sure everything's good to go. Now that we've got both of our guns plumbed up, let's go ahead and take a look at the finished product here. So on the high pressure side, here we go, we've got it. Now I know this does kind of look a little long and possibly a little awkward, but believe you me, this is much more comfortable to hold on to this and spray this all day long than it is to hold the gun and be doing the whole squeezing the trigger and all that. Now, if you like the gun better, then by all means do that. But let's go ahead and fire this machine up and test it out. Now, one thing I want to say is that I always have been a fan of the M5 nozzles. I've tried all the different shooter tips, all the different types of tips on the market. This M5 twist nozzle is the bee's knees. Now, when you buy one, you want to watch out for the gallons per minute. You want to make sure you're getting the one that fits your machine. So keep an eye out for that if you decide to buy one. And whenever you're running a setup like this, be aware of something. You're removing a safety feature, because when you have this on, now if you were to drop this hose in the middle of washing, you no longer have an automatic shutoff. So that means you're gonna have to be extra careful whenever you're running this, especially if you have a green tip or yellow tip or the forbidden red tip, any high pressure nozzle. If you were to drop this while you're running it, you're gonna have a very big potential for injury and possibly even a fatality. So keep that in mind when you're running this setup. But all in all, this is the one that I love the best. It's very nice and easy to use. It's almost like you just have a little rifle in your hand. You can hold it with 2 hands nice and easy. You're not squeezing the trigger all day long and giving yourself cramps and carpal tunnel. So, and it just fits nice. It fits nice in your hands. I don't know. So give it a try, see if you like it. If you do, let me know down in the comments. But let me shut this machine off and then we'll try out the soft wash setup. All right, so on the soft washing side, we'll go ahead and show you this setup as well. Same deal. I love that M5 nozzle, but that's our finished product for the gun here. So we'll go ahead and turn our pump on and see what we've got. So on the soft wash side, same deal. We got the nice close and open pattern, versatility with that M5 nozzle. We've also got the Viton gun and nice and adjustable swivel there, so when we're walking around the house and whenever we're rolling our hose up, we're not getting all those kinks in there, and we just have a nice little trigger setup. So the pump that I'm using here, this is the X6 pump from Freedom Wash Systems from Jimmy Hall, which we've got a release date coming, and it's going to be dropping really soon. So if you're interested in getting one of the the X6 Freedom Wash pumps, call Jimmy Hall down in the description and he'll be able to hook you up and get you a system. He's the main guy that's been working hand in hand with Pump Tech on the research and development, and he's got all the plumbing, all of the pressure system, everything figured out. A lot of trial and error, hundreds and hundreds of hours wrapped up into this system. So if you want to save yourself some heartache and pain, make sure you, when it does drop, you buy one from Jimmy Hall at Freedom Wash Systems. So anyway, so that's all I got for what I believe is the best pressure washing and soft washing gun available in the game. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, hit me with a like and subscribe down below. And as always, keep on hustling, keep on grinding, and shining like a diamond. We'll check you later. Peace.